All right. Welcome, everybody. Finding Value Fantasies here with another episode of High Score. Going to be jumping in Best Ball Mania and some Eliminator drafts. Probably 3 drafts, maybe one Eliminator, 2 BBMs, or something like that. It'll be maybe 2 and 2. We'll see what we're looking like, but jump into a BBM to start. 6% Gibbs. See if we can get that up a little bit more. Get him going. Yeah, having a good time. Hope you guys are all having a good Monday so far. Wanted to get a recording in today. Feeling good. Got a 112, so we got the opposite of the pick we wanted. That's okay. Can't win them all, right? All right, let's see. What do we want to listen to right now? What we got here? We got 1.12. Don't see any names I recognize. I mean, no, I really don't see a single name I recognize right now. All right, 112. Let's give it a go. We'll see how we do it. Excited to get back in another draft. I think probably what we're looking at here is, I mean, it's really simple at the turn to go the double running back start. That's probably where we'll be. I don't really know what else I would do. I do like how my exposures are kind of shaping up at the end here. 7, like very, very smoothed out around that around that range. 4% Rice, that makes total sense. Sounds about right. 11% Jefferson. Want to probably get that a little higher would be my preferred, but yeah. So far so good. Been enjoying the draft streams. I just like having more data points to have, just to like look at if I want to come back to it and see like, hey, how did I do? Did I do good? Did I do bad on these draft ones? I don't think I've gotten a draft one that's gone super far yet. I've drafted some awesome BRs, of course, on stream, but I haven't hit a crazy good team on stream, which would be awesome because you'd have that to go back to and look at. So can I get one of these top 2? That would be fantastic. Let's see. This is a Hampton team, probably. I want to get overweight Hampton, and I'm down to get another Hampton team here. I don't know where else we're gonna go. Jeanty Hampton would be cool. Yeah, Jeanty Hampton. That's fine. I mean, I think like it's just really hard to excuse me. It's really hard to pass up those options you have. There's like 7 running backs that look really good. It's really hard to pass that up. Let's see. Yeah, it's really hard to pass up that whole like range of running backs. It all feels really good. I'll probably, as I get, I mean, I don't have not every one of my turn teams. Like sometimes Lamb falls and then JJ falls, and I'll take them. But I feel like most of my turn teams are going to be double running backs. So if I get a lot of turn teams like 11, 10, 11, 12, 13, 10, 11, 12 pick, I'll probably try to sprinkle in a little bit of like, let me grab a Jeanty, maybe not a Jeanty Bowers team, but Hampton Bowers or Kenneth Walker Bowers, Kenneth Walker London, just different kind of stuff. I guess like AJ Brown, Barkley, things like that. I feel like could be on the table as we get closer to the season going. But right now, I think it's really like 11, 14, 12, 13. They're always taking double running back pretty much. And I think that's probably the right way to play it. So Jeanty Hampton team. It's like the thing about the BBM is I thought I had more Justin Jefferson, but I think it's just like I have a good amount of Jefferson because I take a lot of them, but in BBM specifically, I'm not. I haven't been going overboard with him. I think I've just been kind of playing ADP, which is how I'd like to play it anyway. So, so I'm not that far behind on Gibbs. Just need a little bit of run good on the rest of the season. Give me like an extra couple shares as we get along. I have a little bit of a sore throat, so apologize for that. Try not to make it too distracting, hopefully. So there goes Love. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be staring at very many fun options, I don't think. I guess it's only one way to find out. Higgins goes. There's McBride. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you get McBride there, if I could get McBride anywhere around this turn, I'd be taking him, even with the double running back start. Pretty tantalizing. I guess a Lad would make sense and just kind of build out this Chargers bet. I'm cool with that. Go all AFC West team. ETN. Lad went. Wow. Well, we'll get ETN since he's here. Let's go ahead and grab. Who's my first receiver gonna be? Let's be weird. Let's go Waddle. Be very weird. This is already getting unique. I mean, Waddle might move up to this point, but let's do this. Jeanty, Hampton, ETN, Waddle. Glad to have a lot of Waddle because he seems to have moved up. Actually, well, let's look at my overall Waddle before I start saying stuff. I'm pretty certain I have a lot of Waddle overall, but it looks like I don't have as much as I thought I did, which is a little unfortunate. Let's take a quick gander. Home run derbies today. Okay. I have to take a look at that later. Let's take a look here. Overall exposure. Wow. Okay, 11% Waddle. So I'm overweight. And then pre-draft, I have 18%. So I am overweight. I wasn't lying, but I do need to get that number up a little bit because I do believe in it. I would say if I was to look at my Spike Week tool, I probably would have, on average, probably a slightly better price than the field on Waddle at this point, because he has moved up a good clip. I feel like he was in like the 50s, and then maybe even the 60s at one point. So I'll have to look at that, but let's see if I can pull it up. See, I got draft IQ. I think this is it. Exposures. Okay, I need to look at Waddle. I just want to look at Waddle. doesn't actually show me what I'm looking for, I guess. Well, I think it does. I just need to find it. Oh, here you go. Waddle. Yeah, it looks like I took Waddle at 55. 49, 52. So yeah, I mean, pretty. How do I go this way? Oh yeah, I have 4 BBMs. I have 1 at 55. Yeah, okay. Well then that answers my question for me. Yeah, it seems pretty evident that he's gone. I mean, he literally almost went in the 6th round, or early 5th, late 5th, early 6th. Definitely was going mid 5th round for a little while there. And now he's like mid 4th, so he moved up at least a round. Took me a while to get there, but yeah. So I have a lot of Tyson with really interesting. I have those 2 guys combined with ETN. Interesting. Let's do Rome. And then let's give a shot to Watson. I'm gonna go Watson on this one. So we got Waddle, Odunze, Watson. Definitely need to catch up at receiver, so gonna go triple receiver there. First 3 picks were running backs. Second 3, 4th, 5th, and 6th were receivers. Catching up at receiver now. All right, let's keep ripping. This guy's got May and Lamar. We got a Burrow team going. Who do I want next here? Waddle, Odunze, Watson.
There's
A lot of quarterbacks going. All my quarterbacks are still available, so I can get a nice, like, oh, minus Caleb. All right, about to be on the board. Herbert. I would have loved to have Herbert if I had Ladd still, but I'm not sure if it's even makes sense now. Could get Mahomes worthy. Always down to get Jaden Reed. Ford is there. We got Pearsall, Corum. Let's go Corum and be done at running back now. So now we're done at running back. We should be able to get Bo Nix coming back, and then we should be able to get Love, and then maybe we'll see what we can do as our third quarterback if we need a third. So yeah, definitely a weird build so far, but I think it's good to get these builds in because these are much different than my normal builds. Much different than probably most people are building. Probably people would mostly do like 2 late ones maybe with this, or 1 late, sometimes even 3. But I think like 1 here in this mid range is just stop with a really good running back room. I think makes sense, and then just kind of layer in quarterback and receiver and tight end as I can. Definitely gonna have to lay tight end on thick though here at the end. We'll work on that though. Give me 1 second here. All right, now I'm feeling a little better. Got some water. See if I can power through this or not. I didn't realize all the talking was going to start making me feel so bad, but I think we're good. We'll be fine. Waddle, Rome, Watson, Reed, Jeanty, Hampton, ETN, Corum right now for my team. The next turn's probably a double quarterback tap. I don't really see. There's not. I mean, the thing is, there's not a lot of receivers I like. Golden would be kind of interesting with this team and get like the triple Green Bay stack. I mean, that's kind of fun, but I would much rather have the double quarterback of Nix and Goff or Nix and Love here than to grab Golden. As tempting as that is right now. Yeah, I'm wondering. I think this Kittle price is going to move up a good amount pretty quickly here. The reports have just gotten better and better. He's already moved up a bit, but yeah, I'm going to feel pretty good about my Kittle. I think, well, regardless, I mean, whatever happens, maybe he ends up starting extremely slow and maybe his original ADP is justified, but definitely will feel good about the CLV. And what could potentially be of that CLV here in a month or so. I think there's going to be some quick movement on the Kittle exposure or the Kittle ownership. Kittle ADP is what I meant to say. I think Kittle ADP is going to go up as good reports come through from camp and from San Fran. Billy the Kid, there's Mahomes finally going at 102 to the guy that was already 2 quarterbacks. He just couldn't help himself. His quarterbacks are nice. Those are nice. We'll see what ends up with the rest of his team, but man, that's hot. Obviously, his receivers are probably going to be looking. We'll see how they look, but I'm assuming his receivers are going to look really, really bad when it's all said and done. But we'll see. we drafted. This is a BBM AZ cards. We're gonna do a BBM, maybe 2 BBMs and an eliminator, or 1 BBM, 2 eliminators. It's one of the two. That's what we're gonna do. I think we're doing 3 drafts, and those will be of eliminator and BBM fashion. All right, so we got Bo Nix and Love to stack with our team. Realistically, you could definitely stop at that. I don't think there's any concern about Bo Nix missing time early, but definitely it's not a super comfy 2 to stop at. I don't think it's like, I think I'd probably be slightly more comfortable if it was like, believe it or not, just with the rushing that Murray has. I would probably like, if it was like Murray and like Mahomes, I would feel a lot better just that alone. If you throw like a Goff in there, I mean, it's probably fine. I could probably stop at 2. We'll see. It could be a good opportunity to go like Mayer Mendoza, I guess, would be kind of interesting. Hope he's playing by week 13. I think that's kind of a fun angle we could play. Get Trey Tucker, play for all the other pieces to hit outside of Bowers, especially when I'm going to have a good concentration of Bowers in my portfolio. Not bad to have a little bit of hedge action. We'll see. I don't hate that idea. We'll play it by ear though. No more quarterbacks for now though. We need tight ends and receivers coming in. We'll get whoever feels good at those 2 positions. Like Shakir, I'll take gladly. I'll take Andrews, of course. I mean, I will take Hunter, but probably not a good Hunter team. That hasn't stopped me before. Boston makes some sense. No Flournoy, no Sharps. Basically no Debo. I mean, maybe a good Debo team or a good Diggs team, I guess. That just always feels gross. Not my favorite picks. How you doing, AZ? You having a good day so far? Appreciate you being here. Yeah, JCM, I'm starting to, I don't know, I don't really know what to make of him. It doesn't seem great for him so far. He's not had a good, like, off-season. Added Katron Allen, added Rashad White. Obviously got rid of, I don't know, like, they've added a few players, and I don't really see, it doesn't really seem like the path is opening up for him as you would have thought might happen, but, you know, we'll see. It's early. Head hurts, too much beer, not enough water. That is always a deadly combo, man. I'm feeling it from, like I said, I had a pretty, I think I mentioned this last week, I had a pretty busy weekend, and I'm definitely paying the price now. Not feeling great right now, but wanted to still get a recording out, trying to power through it. Hopefully it's not too horrible sounding, trying to keep my throat clears to a minimum. Yeah, I did. Yep, thank you for reminding me. I honestly didn't notice it. I think I heard Pete talking about it, and I'm very glad that those are a thing, because that's going to be super helpful for me. Well, I guess I shouldn't say super helpful, but like, I'm not complaining about it, you know, like, give me a free eliminator and a free BBM this week. I mean, I'm not complaining about that by any means. So those are 2 contests I need a max. Getting an extra entry and it's going to be great. So yeah, I'm doing that's why I was already prioritizing those 2, and I'm going to continue to do that. I want to max the pug too. Got 2 more entries to do on that, but that shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, I love the promos. I think this is the first set of promos I'm doing on Underdog. I don't know. There's been a few, but in terms of like the best ball promos, this is the first one I've probably done on the website, on the site at least. They've had like other promos in the past, obviously like the Cardio Club and things like that. Well, make sure you hydrate. Right, I'm right there with you. Cam Ward. Draft is moving slow, I feel like. I guess maybe it's just the turn. I think it's the turn. It's really harder to... The turn, I guess, just takes a while, obviously. I don't know. It does feel like it's taken a while. I guess, what were we, 24 minutes in, and we're in the 13th round. Probably be over around, like, 35. Yeah, I mean, it's not that slow. I'm just being needy. So we have a lot of receivers we like here at the top. Probably a good time to just I need my tight ends, right? I need to figure out tight end ASAP. Well, I'm probably gonna have 4 tight ends. So this is another. I have way more of these than I thought I would have, but it's just about to be a 2-4-7-4. Pretty sure it's a 3. I could do a 3-4-7-4, I believe. 7, 11. Yeah, 3-4-7-4. I'm gonna have another one of those in my portfolio. All right. You know what? I'm not gonna question it. I'm just gonna enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. I'm just gonna enjoy the ride. I mean, do I have enough receivers? I mean, 4 in the first 100. Higgins and Shaheed, and then we grab Tucker. Is that enough at receiver? I mean. I don't really know if it's enough, but that's what we got, right? I mean, I don't know. Let's get Schultz first. Let's get Schultz. Because we don't... Mendoza's not a must-have. I will take him gladly, but Mendoza's not a must-have, and I do want 4 tight ends, I think, on this team, so I want to kind of play it a different way. Let me get a tight end and then grab... Yeah, okay, I like this a little bit more so far. Did a fun experiment. Just drafted a BBM with Chat GPT. Put the top 6 picks available by ADP and had it pick for me. Huh. So I'm assuming it understood like what the assignment was. Like it was like, oh, this is a Bestball Mania. I know what that is. And then it... Huh. How did the team turn out? Like, did it have like a good structure? What was the ending result? Etienne, Hampton, Jeanty, and Corum. Even asked me what tournament. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Blue at 165. Wow. Blue Steam's getting crazy. That's funny. I honestly like. I think the Eliminator is like the best contest on the site. It's so fun, and it's like the community aspect is like the game theory behind it's really fun. The community aspect is incredible. It's really fun. It's really good. The community buy-in, the sweat, equity every week. The way it kind of obviously it feels very hard to win once you get into it, but the early stages are really fun. Like obviously. By like week 8 or 9, everyone feels pretty dead because everyone has like 2 teams left, but it is a very fun sweat. Very, very fun. Especially if you end up getting to like week 8 and you're like, oh, I have 4 teams left. Well, this I can watch all these teams like a hawk and see how it turns out. 15, 16, 17, 8, 4 rounds left. 4 rounds left. So if Mendoza's not an option, I'll just double tap tight end. Or yeah, double tap tight end. If Mendoza is an option, I'll take Mendoza. Yeah, so we'll just see what happens. If Mendoza's available, I have 3 quarterbacks on this team. If Mendoza's not available, then I'll have 8 receivers and 4 running backs or 4 tight ends. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. What's available? Happy to take Dulcich or Helm here. Don't really have a major preference. I'll be happy with either. So hopefully I get one of those 2. Not really wanting Hawkinson. Gave this team a 9.8 out of 10. Wow. Maybe you got to do it more often. Mahomes, Nick, Sanders, Achane, So 3 quarterback, H.N. Jacobs, Irving, White, Kamara. So that's 5 running backs. You got Jacobs. Yeah, that's what I most. Oh, Mendoza went. Okay, well, I'm still willing to do what I was gonna do. Let's do Dulcich, Helm. I mean, this could really save. I mean, I don't know if it'll save me. I mean, I think Mendoza being on this team would have been kind of fun, but we're scrapping the Mendoza idea. We're gonna have a 4th tight end, and we get an extra receiver bullet, which actually might be very helpful for us. Well, we can get a guy like Pat Bryant. That might be like perfect. That could make the team even better and really help receiver in the process. I like that. I like adding an extra receiver. Even though Mendoza would have been a fun piece to have as well. Okay, so you got CD Higgins, MHJ, DK, McMillan, Boston, Judy, Coleman, Kelsey, Strange. So it also says F tight end. Like you kind of say you don't like tight end, and well, I guess you kind of gave it 6. Put the 6. Oh, top available. Okay, so I see what you're saying. So it kind of has a similar mindset to you. You're just like F tight end, right? Mara Higgins, MHJ, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 receivers. Huh. I like it. I was wondering if it was going to give you some crazy builds, and that looks like a pretty normal build to me. Got the mute before the sneeze hit. Pro play. It really likes Mims with Knicks for upside low drafted last round stack. Yeah, I'm interested in Mims, but I feel pretty strongly that Pat Bryant was going to be a big part of the offense, and they're going to try to find a way to use him this year as well, even with the guys they already have. It just feels like, yeah, like one of, I don't know, maybe not. It's just like, you know how Sean Payton is with that offense? Like, maybe Mims and Pat Bryant are in the mix every week. Like, it's probably not a guaranteed wide receiver 3 on the team, but if I was to put my chips in, it would be Bryant, which is why he's being drafted, and Mims is not. But, I mean, a year ago we saw Mims score 2 touchdowns in the finals, or was that 2 years ago against the Bengals? Whatever year that was, we saw it not that long ago. So Mims has immense upside. Like, I would love him on a different team. Like, put him on the Falcons or something so he could play as the wide receiver 2. That would be a fun team to be on. What's up, GAB? Good to see you again. Good to see you. Next time, I might upload the current CSV ADP file and then tell it my drafting spot and what is the highest available player by ADP. You know what? I think that makes sense. Like, the more information you feed it, the more you're gonna get out of it, probably. Okay, so Bryant goes. Is it time to take Mims? So just seeing that, yeah. So Franklin's owned also, but not Mims. It's just, that's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. That's like 6 guys. It could just be like wide receiver 3 by committee, Mims, or by committee, Mims, Franklin, and Bryant. I totally forgot about Troy Franklin. Man. That's interesting to say the least. Should I just grab Mims for fun? I really like Tyquan as a pick. That feels like a fun player. Like, they get back to their old ways. Tyquan's catching bombs. Worthy's catching bombs. That could be really fun. But, I mean, then again, they have Rice, so I'm going to go Tyquan here. And then I'll go Meyer. Yeah, I like this team. Another 2-4-8-4. I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing way more of these than I thought I would ever in my life do. Bo Nix, Jordan Love, Jeanty, Hampton, ETN, Corum, Waddle, Odunze, Watson, Reed, Higgins, Shaheed, Trey Tucker. Yes, do it now. Tyquan Thornton, Dalton Schultz, Greg Dulcich, Gunnar Helm, and Michael Mayer. I like that. I think I like it a lot. Let's roll with that. All right. Now what are we doing? We're gonna do an eliminator. Let's do our second BBM, and then we'll do eliminators to close. So we kind of keep ourselves in the same mindset. Jump into the next BBM now. Waiting for 3. Get that shadow off of me, or the light. Waiting for 2. Change the song now. Yeah, 1. Waiting for 1. Can we get a 101 again? Any takers for a 101 for me? Dog is being good as well. All right, we got the 110. Not what I asked for, but that's fine. All right. We got the 110. We got E. Garcia in here again. We just drafted with him. JBFC. That's not the same guy I know. BK Eagle. Yeah, BK Eagle sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Phone on the charger. Yeah, we'll do at least 1 eliminator after this. We'll see what time it is once we get to that eliminator, but at least 1 eliminator after this. I'm really glad the eliminator lobbies are filling faster too, so it seems like you don't have to wait long for anything to fill now. Like maybe 5-10 minutes if you need to wait for eliminator, but if it's like not full at all, if you're the first one in, it takes 10 minutes most of the times, but that's not bad at all. All right, see what we got here. I feel like some weird stuff's gonna happen in this lobby. See if we can take advantage of it or not. So far, pretty normal. Let me get JJ at 10. Pretty sure it's like pretty close to ADP. That's at ADP. So yeah, we're gonna get Lamb or JJ. But I want JJ on this team. So he goes McCaffrey at 6, Lon Ross 7. I'm probably gonna end up with like Jonathan Taylor or something, I'm guessing. Nope. All right, let me get JJ. Okay, cool. I wanted some more JJ and I got an extra one. There's another JJ share for me. All right, who are we taking on the other side of things? Looks like we have no JJ Barkley. No JJ Jeanty, which is a shame. No JJ Chase Brown. So let's get one of those. A Barkley or a Chase Brown. We don't have any of that. So I don't have a JJ AJ Brown team in BBM. That's a problem. I don't have a JJ Bowers in BBM. These are the things I have to these are the things I had to be fixing. Let's go JJ Bowers. I definitely have that in other contests, but I do not have it in this. So we'll start with that. JJ Bowers. This guy got Cook at 16. Lamb and Cook. That's fun. See, I already have JJ Cook a few times, I think, over. So that's why I didn't go that route, which is weird how that happens. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, those are the combos. This is why I did this tool. It's like I want to know about those combos because like no reason I should have no JJ Bowers, one of my favorite 2 players in this contest, and then no reason I should have no JJ and like no Justin Jefferson with Bowers, no Justin Jefferson with AJ Brown. I would say probably didn't have the JJ AJ Brown combo because most of my drafts with Justin Jefferson were probably when AJ was going back here, and so I just never had a chance to take him because I would always have this 34 pick, and he's usually gone by then. He was going in like the 20s. It loves CD. I mean, that would make sense because those matchups for him are just straight dynamite for, I mean, most of the year, honestly, but the last 3 games specifically just look probably project the best they could possibly project in the finals. Like, look at those three games they have: Rams in LA, Jacksonville at home, Giants at home. Like, seems like 3 good game environments to me. 2 of them in their dome at home. That's incredible. I'll tell you what, if I have the option to take McBride, I will do it. I will do it. All right, what else can we do here? Kyron. Get a Kyron share. We don't have much Kyron. Ibuka. Lad. Is there anything else we want? Terry McLaurin. Get another Waddle team. I have to take him. Yeah, I can take Waddle 39. Okay. How much fun are we gonna have today? Are we gonna have a lot of crazy? Is it gonna be a crazy day or what? What's gonna happen here? 1 pick away. Are we getting the crazy shit? Or is this guy gonna take the triple fall? Probably takes the triple fall. He does not. Wow. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I mean, sure, he might continue to fall. Yes, I understand, but I'm gonna scoop that up. I'm gonna scoop it up and make a weird. This is how you make a weird team. It's gonna feel awful, and I realize that, but I'm willing to try it because why are you drafted if you're not having fun? Try new things. Do what everyone else is doing every time. It's probably not. It's that doesn't mean it's gonna work. All right, let's do Waddle. Like, yeah, like you could do the same thing everyone else is doing, but that also, I feel like you're just kind of like, there's a reason people are doing it, which makes it smart. But at the same time, if you're doing literally like, I'm gonna follow what everyone else is doing and not change anything, not try anything weird ever, you're not making unique teams. You're making teams that everyone else has very, very similar teams to. And then the people that pull the levers tend to find their way in the finals or find their way with the leverage they need in the finals to win. Just classic like game theory. Not saying draft dumb, because this inherently this is like a dumb decision. Like, it's like, oh, you're gonna advance probably 5% of the time out of this pod. But hey, if I do, then this team could have a superpower that not many teams have. And so for that reason, I'm excited about it. But I also know the risk. I understand it fully before I even start doing this kind of draft. All right, let's see. Bowers, McBride. Exposures. All right, what else do I have here? I have, what did I want to check next? I wanted to check a couple things. I'm trying to, oh yeah, I'm trying to mess with my settings to make sure those are how I want them to be. So ownership of drafting first running back. So ownership of drafting first tight end. I want that. Can I add that? There it goes. Save settings. And let's refresh and see if it pops up. Ah, there it is. Beautiful. They added it. Okay, cool. That is all I was hoping to grab out of this. Okay, so we obviously need to catch up at receiver. At tight end. Oh, that was a bad slip up. We need to catch up at receiver. We need running backs. We're gonna get one here that I like. So Tuden or Henderson. Let's go Hendo for the thing. And I mean, there's a world where Tuden falls. I mean, these guys have combined. These guys have 8 running backs, and you can't let them go for once. You guys have 7 running backs combined in the 6th round, and you can't let a running back go. Good Lord, people. Good Lord. People can't help themselves. All right, that's fine. Cool with Tate here, if available. I don't understand what I'm looking at. What's this guy going to take? The receiver I want, probably. It's not. Yeah, so there's definitely some weird shit going on in this room. Not saying it's wrong or right, just it's very strange. Which is good, but like when I make a team like this, if I'm able to extract some extra value, like I get, you know, Henderson's been falling, but you get him at around 56, 58, get Tate falling a little bit. That's super. That helps me kind of get back in the swing of things. So definitely some teams to monitor. Just kind of curious. These 2 guys at the turn, I want to know how these teams end up, how they look at the end. They could look really questionable. They could look awesome. I don't know what they're going to look like. I could say this for sure. This Jacobs pick and this Tuden pick just feels like entirely too much capital for me. You're definitely going to fill your flex with a good, like, with these 3 guys, you're going to fill 3 out of 4 of these guys are going to fill your first 2 running backs in your flex. But at least one of your, it essentially, like, the way I think of these things is like you basically, one of your first 5 picks in the draft are going to be essentially useless every week. And you could kind of make that case for a lot of teams. But when you have like your roster filled, you have your 2 running back slots filled and your flex, it really is hard to grab that extra guy because you really essentially are wasting it for most of the year. Of course, you will ping pong like, hey, ETN scores and then Tuden scores and then Walker scores and then Jeanty. Like it's gonna ping pong and that'll kind of work out in your favor. But inherently, you're still missing out on like, hey, I could have had my 2nd receiver, but instead I have a running back that's not helping me yet, whether that be, you know, it could be Jeanty that's not hitting your lineup, or ETN, or Tuden, or 2 of them. If 2 of them aren't in your lineup, then you're really putting yourself in a tough spot. Just my 2 cents there. All right. We could do like a Denver double. I haven't really done that much. That seems like it could be fun. Could throw Harvey in that mixture. Corum I really like at price. Man, I like Corum. Let's do let's catch up. Let's catch up at running back first. So let's go Harvey first. Harvey, and then we should be able to get Corum because there's no reason these guys should take on the running back. Otherwise, I think they're really helping me out. And I mean that. I think they're helping me out, helping me advance when they build structures like this. And I just got off my soapbox saying like build unique teams, but you have to really think about the way you're building unique teams. I love Corum here though. Yeah, we're gonna do Corum. So now I feel like pretty decent at running back now. For someone that drafts running backs the way I do, I think this is like pretty comfortable. Now I need to really kind of ratchet up the receivers and figure that out, no doubt. But feel comfortable here. I've been here before. All right, let's see. We got all of these guys here. Yeah. Yeah, like it's this we've already kind of been through this with like the arenas narrative, where he drafted like a bunch of auto teams, or I assume auto teams, and there was like his first 4 picks were all quarterback. Like, yeah, sure, you can do that, but like, is your advance rate now probably 1.1% instead of 12%? Yeah, probably. And that is pretty much what happened. I think he did more auto 150 drafts. No disrespect to him, obviously, but like, that's what happened. Everyone looked at the teams like, hey, don't question the teams, you know, like whatever. It's like that. I mean, sure, we don't need to question them, but we can also think like, hey, that those teams are pretty much all dead, because just the way you structure your teams, you're wasting 3 quarterbacks. Your first 3 picks are wasted. Like, yeah, that's gonna be hard to overcome when only 1 quarterback hits your lineup and you have 4 in the first like 5 rounds. That's gonna be hard to overcome. And sure enough, yeah, it was very hard. So that's kind of the same concept, probably glorified, because running back, you can get away with it more if you want to go heavy running back, but clear as day to me, just the difference there. All right, well, it seems like we're gonna have to figure out receiver down the road. We could get like a golden Casey Concepcion mixed in here, but we also really want our quarterbacks in this range. It's just another conundrum here. It's very, very tough to decide. Bo Nix. So Bo Nix went. So that actually makes my life slightly easier for what I'm trying to do here. Let's go. Oh God, what are these guys gonna do? These guys are such loose cannons. Let's go Kyler Murray and just hope that I don't get sniped on my next pick. Although I have a few options, so if I get sniped, I get sniped. I'll be fine, but I hope I don't get sniped. I mean, I got like 4 options that are pretty good here, so I'll be fine. Tight end's obviously fantastic. Let's go. Rashad White's interesting too. No, I've been trying to get more Mason. It makes sense for my Kyler team. Let's get him, and then we'll figure out the rest of it as we go. We could definitely go with the Mendoza late. We could go Brissett. We got some options down here. Okay. I like what I'm cooking now. So I feel pretty much like I started off with very little running back. I went heavy receiver, heavy tight end early. I feel totally comfortable at running back. I could probably go 6 and feel fine. Maybe even 5, depending on who I pick. So I feel pretty strong there, which is nice to recover that quickly. Now I just need to really layer in some receivers that, I mean, with Jefferson, Waddle, Tate, you feel pretty good about the early season for all 3 of those guys. But I do need to layer in some, some projectable points to make sure I'm not catching zeros at receiver. If Tate has a down week, or Waddle has a down week, JJ has a down week, things like that happen relatively often. So I want to make sure I'm not leaving myself susceptible to that, because if my next pick is Hunter or something like that, then I'm really playing with fire. Could be a decent team to go with the vets and just say, hey, the vets join the team late, they get work early, that's what they're there for. I think that's an awful way to play it either. One thing I don't think I'll do, I think there's some narrative or I mean, you could take 3 tight ends with Bowers or McBride. I think that's fair. I think that makes sense. Like if you have the room to do it, you might as well, because that could really help you get a Bowers team through, a low-owned Bowers or a low-owned McBride. I don't think I'll be doing any teams with those 2 on it, unless it's like a 20 rounder maybe. But definitely don't. And using my 2nd and 3rd round pick on tight ends, I don't think there's gonna be many teams for me. With that combo, the problem is I need to take Ward here. Not really a problem, but let's go Shakir first. I think definitely a guy that fits this build pretty well. Give me the 7 for 70s. I'll take them all day long. Give me the 7 for 70 games. I'll take it. So that's good. Get Shakir on this team, and then we'll figure out what else we want to do. There's some stuff down here. It's not great, but there's stuff down here. Yeah, okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. Darnold goes, Baker goes. Does this guy have 4 quarterbacks now? He does. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. just enjoy having probably a slightly better opportunity to get teams through when people build like that. And he could easily be the one that gets through, or they could easily be the one that gets through. I'm not saying that at all, but I do believe that when people build like that, I have been given a slightly better chance to advance, and I have. I think most people would agree with me there. All right, so we got Kyler, Cam Ward. I don't really know what I want to do next. I think I guess it is. Brissett might be a good fit for this team more than Mendoza would be, because if Mendoza doesn't play till week 13, which is very live, I didn't really believe that, but it seems like that's kind of where things are headed. Typically, it's pretty clear. Like, we're just kind of, Cousins is going to be a bridge. We're going to start him for a few weeks, and then Mendoza's our guy. Kind of seems like there's a world where Cousins kind of keeps the ship running. He could keep it for a lot of the season, and maybe Mendoza doesn't even touch the field at all. That seems like it's possible. Whereas I'm pretty confident Brissett's going to start a decent chunk. Maybe that's till hopefully in this case, maybe till week 10. And then I have Kyler Murray and Ward the rest of the way. That might be just fine for me. Or maybe he plays the whole season and he's if he plays the whole season, there's a chance he smashes ADP. In this world where McBride is hitting and I have Brissett, Brissett is smashing ADP. He's gonna have plenty of usable weeks. So maybe that's just fine. All right, so Boston seems good. Trey Harris seems pretty good. AD Mitchell seems great. AD Mitchell's a great pick for this team, actually. Guy that should have some early season chops. Do I need to take him at 159? Probably. He's probably not falling to 178. Is there a running back here that I really want? Tyjae's there. I'm trying to get more Tyjae. Yeah, he's been pretty good. Let's go. Oof. Let's go Boston, and then we'll hopefully get Tyjae. I've said this once before, these guys should not be taking running backs right now, but let's see if they decide to do that anyways. And then I think I go Tyjae, and then I can just turn off the running back button. I think I did a good job at recovering there. Like Henderson, I mean, well, Mason probably needs to be a breakout early, and then I feel pretty comfortable with the rest of it falling into place. Because Harvey and Henderson are similar bets. They're kind of like, can the higher upside guy be the one you want in that backfield? I think that's probably a reasonable outcome. I think Spears should have a day one roll. Corum should have a day one roll, and I did get Spears. That's good. Okay, so I think I feel fine with this now. Could go 6, might not, but I think like a 2-5-9-2 is totally fine. Catches me up at receiver. Does the trick. So let's see who we want at receiver now. Can go these Ravens guys. Keon Coleman getting some love. We can go Chris Brazell. Torrey Horton I like taking. Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to get as much of these top guys as we can. Like, can we get A.D. Mitchell to fall back? That would be fantastic. Branch and Bernard feel a little like sus, where they could be great pieces late, but they could also really screw me over. Like they could put me so behind the 8 ball where I just don't even advance the team. All right, we'll see what we can get back to us. I like the team so far. I'll have to take a look at those other teams later, and you guys can be the judge. It just doesn't make sense to me. I said very clearly, yeah, do different stuff. I think but you really have to do it in a smart way. And I don't believe that the way they're doing different stuff is in a wise way. And that was illustrated very clearly with the way that advance rate went with like the 4 quarterbacks early. And you really can't even like make the case. It's like, oh, these teams are unique, but they're able to, they're supercharged. It's like, no, they have 4 quarterbacks that, yeah, you get the upside quarterback, but you're missing so many slots on your team for other important pieces. I say that, and then 4 quarterbacks gonna just dominate the landscape this year. I do think 4 quarterback could work, but I think like 4 late quarterbacks would work, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's been like most years in non-superflex. 4 quarterback and superflex is totally fine. Nope, no issue at all with that. Yeah, I do think we take Kyler here. Kyler, the other old Arizona, or current Arizona. I got mixed up. We're taking Brissett, who took Kyler's job, who I also have on this team. All right, so let's go. Let's go Jeremy Bernard. And yeah, I just don't like having all these rookies, but it's fine. I mean, Jefferson, Waddle, Tate, I wouldn't really consider a rookie because I think he's gonna get off. Like, he's not a traditional rookie, and the fact he's a first round pick, like, what is it, top 4 pick in the draft or something? He's gonna get used early and often. Shakir is probably like the stopping, like he could save this team. All right, let's get my last quarterback out of the way. I think in this kind of team, I think Brissett will be more useful than Mendoza will be. So I'm gonna go Brissett. I don't love it, but I think it makes sense. I think Brissett's like points early could really help this team make it, and there's a very reasonable outcome where we don't get the weeks we need from Kyler and Ward because they kind of both have like rushing upside, and you kind of can find those weeks where they don't get there. Whereas Brissett, I feel like, is just automatically, if he's playing, he's gonna have a pretty steady floor. Yeah, I guess sometimes the most of the time the rushing quarterbacks have a good floor, but these aren't like traditional. Like if I had Malik Willis is like in Daniels or something, that's a different story. Kyler Murray and Ward, I feel like could. Yeah, it's just like the floor is so low where I think Kyler Murray and Ward could drop me an 8-pointer any week. But as Brissett plays a full week, I don't see him getting me less than like 14. And when you throw Willis on there, I feel like Willis is like a good 12 points or plus every week with the rushing floor. And then a chance for stealing. That's kind of how I feel about Murray and Ward. I just feel like the opposite. Murray and Ward, I feel like could just get me 5 points in any week. And definitely not the thesis of this team, but I think it makes sense. You can go either way, but definitely feel a lot more. Feel like I'm gaining points by putting Brissett on this roster, and I feel like Mendoza could cost me points in the long run. Let's see. Do we want to throw like a Baltimore rookie on this team? Throw Brazil on this team. Noel on this team. Let's throw. There's a few options that seem like reasonable, but I can't really think of anything off the top of my head I want to do. Bateman. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing there. I want more projectable stuff down here, but there's not much. Just why we're that late in the draft right now. I could do Pat Bryant for sure. If I'm able to take him, and I am, and I could do Katron Allen. Shakir Boston. I just think I need the extra receiver bullet here. So I'm gonna do so it's a 3-5-8-2, not a 2-5-9-2, because I was grabbing an extra quarterback there. Yeah, I need the extra receiver. Hopefully he can contribute in some way, but I need the extra receiver bullet here. Who do we want to take? Mooney, Noel. We could go Parcell. We could go Kirk, Fields, Bell. Gordon. Oh, let's get our first null share. Gotta have a null share for every 25 L shares I have, right? And I'm sure it'd make Christopher happy, so I'll do it. I hope Dell plays though. But Noel can have a week or two, maybe early. 2 weeks and Dell yeah, I mean, if anything, Noel could be early and then Dell could be late, so it might work out in my favor. All right, not a bad team. We got Murray, Brissett, and Cam Ward, Trayvon Henderson, R.J. Harvey, Blake Corum, Jordan Mason, Tyjae Spears, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Arnold Tate, Khalil Shakir, Denzel Boston, Jerry Bernard, Pat Bryant, and Jalen Noel. And we got Bowers, McBride, another double fully tight end. Or fully tight end. 3582, another BBM in the books. Let's go do an eliminator, and then we'll get out of here today. Look at that. So we are 60th eliminator. And need 5. Okay, that shouldn't be too long. Need 5. Better off just telling 5 players to pick from. Okay, so you just finished the draft. How did this one end up similarly good? Did you like it? 14 round, keep posting. How I give you some? Okay, all right. Good luck. Good luck. All right. This will be the last draft of the day. 20% Gibbs. I don't know. I still can't believe that. The disparity. All right. And we got a little bit more World Cup. One more World Cup slate probably. I'll have to do some of that just for fun. 3K to first. I'll have to do that just for the good old sake of it, because that'll be probably the last slate for a while. Nice. Nice. That's what I did as well last draft. So I'm gonna keep going with my thoughts I had last stream, where I basically was just the fact of the matter that I think take advantage of the early running backs even more than you normally would, and avoid the late ones as much as you can in this. And I think that's kind of where I'm gonna lay my hat. I think for the rest of the eliminators I have like 90 left. I think I'm gonna try to build teams with that in mind going forward, and we'll see how they end up going. Maybe it'll be it was a horrible idea, but I think it makes a lot of sense. And a take that I think I'm gonna build on as we get closer to the season. I hope it ends up being a sharp one. All right. Got some sharps in this room. That is for sure. All right, let's see. Gibbs goes 101 again. Man. But yeah, the take, if you didn't hear it, was, I think the best way to describe it is the effect of players getting artificially pushed up due to like a perceived safety, and trying to take advantage of that. And I think the best way to take advantage of that is to take the early running backs, because those are the closest to their ADP, and avoiding a lot of those, like, you could take some, of course, but trying to let's go Jeanty. Trying to avoid taking too many of these running backs, like specifically like the Javonte types, the Kyron, the ETN, like a lot of these guys. I mean, you could take one or so, but if you're like loading up on this mid range, like, oh, I'm gonna load up on Javonte and Josh Jacobs and Swift and all these guys that moved up like probably over or close to a round just because of like a perceived safety, I think isn't going to age well. And I think like, oh, I take Jeanty like 2 picks or like maybe 1 pick earlier. Obviously it's skewed because it's a first round pick, so like 1 pick is a big deal in the first round, but I think still objectively the idea that you could pick very similar players in the same spots there go in the regular contests, and then you could kind of load up a receiver and typically find some like fallers in there, some players that go, or some receivers that go later. I think you can kind of capture 2 things at once there. And that's kind of how I want to build the rest of my teams. I'm stuck to that, and we'll see. There'll be a very clear shift in the way I'm drafting these teams. Like, I was kind of just like a vibing and just drafting players I like and players that made sense, trying to build strong overall teams to survive like the cash week type of thing, week to week. But now I'm pretty much just sold on this fact that this is how I want to draft the teams, and I'll probably do some different ones here and there, but this is something I'm I'm excited to continue drafting like this and building off of it. But we'll kind of like show examples as we go of what I mean. So like in a regular draft, this would probably be mostly like there would be some running backs, but these running backs have been pushed up immensely. Now there's a chance I get a Devonta Smith or a Zay Flowers or an Olave here instead of being in BBM. I'd probably not have, I would not have these options. It'd be, I don't know who it would be, but it would not be the same. Javonte's not go 26 in BBM. So that's one that I just not. I get why people are striving for the safety, but I like to let me get that safety with the best of the best guys early and fill my 2 running back slots immediately and then see what I can do after that. Now it changes a little bit. You know, Javonte falls to me in the 3rd, 4th round, then I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty much where they go already. So then that's a little more intriguing, but I like Devonta, I like Rice, I like Zay, I like Olave. Fine with either of these guys being my first running back. ETN basically at ADP isn't awful either if he ends up being the guy, but I assume Neil's gonna take him here. Yeah, okay. Figured he would be. He would. Devonta Smith or Zay Flowers. Let's do Devonta here. So we got Jeanty, Chase Brown, Devonta Smith, Dak Ward. So your team is Dak Ward, Brissett, Achane, Jacobs, Bucky, Coleman, Algier. Achane, Big, Jacobs, Bucky, Coleman, Algier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. CD was what pick? What'd you get CD at? They like MHA too a lot. McBride, Kincaid. There you go, got the double. So what? Now Mims without Knicks, I don't like that much. Personally, what pick did you take CD at? Was it just normal ADP, or did it like tell you to reach for him at 7 or something? Damn, come on. You can't let me get that one time. Toxic. I would love the Olave at 40. Like, that's what I like. Olave at 40? Why? Why are you able to get Olave at 40 in this contest? I mean, he did fall. But, God, that's incredible. Like CD over Brown. Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. I kind of like, when you look at JJ Lamb and CD, like, CD feels the best just when you factor in the matchup as well. The matchups, I feel like CD it feels like by far the best out of that group. Maybe that's wrong, maybe that's right, I don't know, but I think I like getting CD in that range. It just makes your team the correlations are pretty nice with those teams, the Jags, the Giants, but yeah, we got some options coming up here at least. So Waddle goes as well. So and then on the other side of that, there's also players that are perceived as like scarier or like less safe, and those players fall down. And I feel like those are like really fun picks to take on like a team you have solidified at running back. And I get why they all like everything has a logical reason. Like I get why a player like Price would be slightly lower in this kind of stuff. It makes sense. Well, Price is actually a bad example because he should be an early starter. I don't know. Maybe Brooks. I get why Brooks would be lower, which he is slightly lower. That makes sense to me because Brooks is not expected to be a quick starter, but I think still at the same time, Brooks could serve a really good purpose in an eliminator team if you're building a good team around him. So like even then, I feel like you can still extract values from those players. So you can kind of have your cake and eat it too, and that's kind of the whole thesis of this idea that I have. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's fun to try a strategy and try to commit to it for a certain amount of teams, and we'll see what happens. DJ Moore, Rome, Loveland. I guess. I mean, I'm not a DJ Moore guy, but we'll take DJ Moore here. Definitely not a DJ Moore guy, but we'll do it. Jeanty, Chase Brown. Could rip Price here. Take Ramondre going to pick 70. That seems like a potential overreaction. So these are the kind of guy, like anyone that's like overly pushed up just for like perceived safety. Either they should be pushed up in both contests or they're overpriced in the eliminator. I think that's kind of my that's the general piece of the take. My $1 builds, I have 49 CD shares and probably even more neighbor shares. That's pretty fun. Get like a massive piece of those exposures. Let's go Daniels. Or Daniels here. The receiver got picked through. No one I really like. Yeah, what is that? It's fun. 8 to 10 CD AJ Brown neighbor starts. AJ Brown neighbor starts. Yeah, that is that's hot. I love Jalen Warren on him. Auto click 3rd or 4th running back. Where's he go price wise? 63. Yeah, that's kind of a guy I feel like I would avoid right now. Not saying you should avoid him. I'm just saying the way I'm trying to strategize right now is I think I would have. That's the kind of player I would avoid because I feel like he's pushed up very much because of like safety, and I just think like that could really. I just think that's not the only thing that matters in the eliminator. Like there's always going to be overreactions, and I think that's probably one of the ones that will be overreaction this year. Is like, okay, so now we take every projectable running back as high as possible, and we push them up the board, and we push these receivers down. I think that's probably partially correct, but I think that an opportunity that I have, the fact that I can get these running backs and receivers is nice. Yeah, I'm just workshopping to take AZ cards. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way you're playing it. I'm just kind of trying to be exploitative, and I think this is something I can potentially be a big exploit, but it's only one way to find out, and we'll find out in a long time. So we'll see how it goes. I could get absolutely dusted. It could work out really well. There's really no way to find out other than just kind of letting it rip. So it's all gut feeling, nothing to back it up. No, I got you. It's what everyone's doing, so I get you. Metcalf at 80. Sure, we'll do Metcalf at 80. Why not? Yeah, I'm liking the idea that I'm having here. It feels good. And I think when I articulate it in a way that I think it will make sense to other people too. And it doesn't mean it's right. It could be flat out wrong in so many ways. Because you need the receivers to hit that you're picking too. You need those mid-range receivers to hit. Otherwise, it doesn't matter at all. But it's fun. It's fun to think about. Let's go Corum here. I like Corum and Mason. He's not pushed up terribly. Let's go Corum. I think Mason would be nice coming back to the other side. Yeah, don't hate it. Tight end will be late. Yeah, I just want to be able to have my cake, eat it too. I think this is the chance to do it. Yeah. I did a 4-4-8-2 limb. Yeah, you're ripping those 4 quarterbacks. I like that idea. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on building around my idea there, but I'm getting super. I love when I can kind of like make a game, make a theory, and kind of build on it. It's like my favorite thing to do in all of best ball. It's so fun, and it could work out. It might not work out. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's kind of like a mini version of like the each BR slate. It's awesome. Do a Pearsall here. Jordan Mason. I'll grab there. We can get Golden here. I mean, yeah, there's some good options here. Golden's great. We can get Wandale. I'll take whatever between Wandale, Golden, and Dobbs. I'm fine with any of those 3 probably. We could get another receiver or another. This is probably a Rodgers team, Geno team. Rodgers, Geno. Makes sense. All right. Yeah, let's go Golden. A little more Golden in my life here. Let's get Golden, and then let's see what else we want here. All right. Let's see what AZ's got. Baker, Rodgers, Geno, Barkley, Henry. Love Baker, Rodgers, Geno. Barkley, Henry, Jacobs, Monty. I like that. BTJ, Odunze, Reed, Pittman, Coker, Shaheed, Hurst, Horton, Sadiq Barner. God, Steve Barner makes me absolutely sick to my stomach, but like you said, like we mentioned, for quarterback is not really relevant, or tight end is not relevant really. It could I think it could win you a week. I think it could really help you, but it's not really gonna it can't really hurt you that much. Yeah, so punting it makes sense. It's the position, everything. Punting it makes sense in every single format. Like it makes the most sense in BRs. It makes the most sense in DFS. Like it's always like the best predictable option. So I totally understand it. Oh, Mike Wilson went. I was hoping just to snipe him there. That would have been great. What can we get here? I like Casey Concepcion here. We got our first tight end, like a Hunter Henry. Then we should be able to get our quarterback coming back. I mean, he might get sniped pretty quickly though. But if we can't, I mean, we got plenty of stuff. If we can't get Rodgers, we should be able to get any of these other threes. We should be fine. All right, be all right. Ooh, likely. Oh, we have likely too up here. I'd rather have likely, I think. Or Goddard. Yeah, those are fine. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll get likely on this team. All right, get our first tight end likely on the eliminator. Yeah. I just think like it really all makes sense. Like it makes sense why in weekly winners the elites go up. Like it all makes sense, but I think that in the eliminator where it's like a week to week thing, every week's its own week, I just think like there's opportunity to be gotten when players are moving up and down the board very, in my opinion, very artificially. Because it's just perceived safety, and these are all educated guesses. Like a lot of these perceived safeties make sense. Like Montgomery is perceived safe, or all of these, like, a lot of these starter guys perceived safe. I get it. I definitely get that. But it's not like super flex where these quarterbacks are moved up because the rules of the game have changed. Like the rules of the game have completely changed. And the rules are the fact that you can start 2 quarterbacks a week. That's a massive difference. The rules did not change for Eliminator. The only difference is the format of the tournament. So the rules have remained the same. The way you score points every week, it remains exactly the same. The only difference is the points matter more early than they do in BBM and other playoff based contests that have like a playoff in week 15, 16, 17. So I just think that lies an opportunity to like take advantage of that. Maybe I'm not the only one that's ever thought that, but it's something I haven't heard many people talk about, and I'm gonna try to use it. Maybe there's an exploit there, and I'm gonna try to exploit it if I can. I'll kind of walk through what I'm doing on stream, and we'll see how those teams turn out. Maybe they'll be my worst teams. Maybe these will be my worst teams, the teams I'm trying to do these things with, or maybe they'll be my best ones. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, Rodgers, cool. So we got Daniels, Rodgers. I think probably 3 is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with going 3. We have the luxury to do it, so we might as well. Problem with taking likely is you get screwed with the tight end options because you're staring there at a bunch of week 8s that look good, and I can't take them. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, Shady taking him does not surprise me. I was kind of thinking about grabbing that. Rules changed, so marriage between marathon and redraft. a bad week hurts. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, bad week hurts more than it would in the regular contests. Yeah, so that's why people pushed up the floor and everything like that. But I think like even if the floors are pushed up, all right, hold on. Gunnar Helm. Oh no, we need Gino. We need Gino. Let me look at that. Let me look at these teams. Just curious, because if all these teams are like pretty clearly like, and I will say the difference this year is the fact that the running backs got pushed up even more. But let's look at these eliminator teams. I'm just curious. So this one probably started. They all punted tight end. That seems like the most evident thing. They all punted tight end. So that was pretty obvious. So this team is kind of what I'm trying to like recreate, really, with my thought process is like, this is the kind of team I'm trying to recreate. So I think that there's an opportunity, like you take your first two picks are running backs. Obviously, JT and Taylor are like mega smashes that you don't have to get that again. But these are the two teams that you take your two first running backs, and then you go hands off running back, get all the receivers you can that have pushed down the board, which are obviously not these names, but they're different names, and they've also been pushed down the board because the running backs got pushed up the board. And another difference is the fact that this year people are pushing up the running backs even more in the eliminator and pushing down different receivers down more. Whereas like last year, people really didn't know what to do. Running backs got pushed up a little bit, but I think it's much more. It's like exemplified now, where it's kind of maybe pushed the pendulum too far, and that's kind of what I see if I can take advantage of it or not. Take an elite tight end, Bowers and McBride. Stop at one with those late buys. I mean, yeah, you're stoked if you get to week 13 or 14. I would be, yeah, you're doing a happy dance, I feel like. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of takeaways to be brought to look at those teams, but that's kind of what my thought process is. Like, hey, just take the guys that are already at their ADP basically, and then avoid the guys that are getting artificially bumped, because like the fact of the matter is you need to have like a insane team to make it to the end of this, and I just don't think you're getting an insane team taking pushed up running backs over and over and over and over and over again. I think if you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to take 3 receivers and then take up these pushed running backs, that probably works. But if you're like, hey, I'm going to take Barkley and Henry, and then I'm going to throw Monty on there, and then I'm also going to grab DeAndre Swift. I just think you're done. I think you're done. Okay, let's go. I guess Ferguson is like the only guy left, huh? That escalated quickly. The hell happened? Happened to all the receivers. Let's get. What the heck happened? Yeah, I thought Ferguson was there too. I guess not. I needed another tight end. I almost got locked out, so it's fine. Dulcich likely, Parkinson's fine. All right, let's see what else we could do. It does get really gross at the end of these eliminator drafts. These there's some slappy picks that get pushed out. Unfortunately, I'm gonna start doing some Keon stuff. I'm gonna join you guys with the Keon wave. Hero running back with 2 or 3 elite wide receivers and try to fill out the rest of the room with Corm to C-Rod. Done that. Yeah, I think that is another method you could do. Yeah, I think if I'm gonna start doing the Obviously, I'm gonna have some like 103s, 104s where I'm gonna go receiver. I think that's probably the kind of build I'm gonna make. Is where I go like Chase and then get Barkley or, I mean, I don't know what's falling to me when I have Chase. Not very much, honestly. I mean, I guess like you do like Chase and Love or Chase and Brees, and then go receivers down the stretch there. I guess that could work. Turned off on its own, but it was full battery. Interesting. All right. I think we're done at running back. I'm not overkilling running back. That's the one thing I'm gonna not do in these contests, and I'm gonna take Wicks. Let's do Wicks, sure. Pat Bryant, Jeremy Bernard, Tyquan Thornton, Gibbs, Pickens, Smith, and then tap running back. Yeah. Yeah, it probably makes more sense when you get like Bijan or Bijan or Gibbs. Makes it a lot more clean than what I was saying. But I will say that when you think of like new strat, like a different perspective than what people are, like what the field is doing, I think it makes it makes things more fun. And for me at least, like it makes me really excited, makes me really hyped to see what happens. Doesn't mean it's going to work. Like I'm gonna have a lot of takes, and some of them are gonna work, some of them aren't. But you know, there's those opportunities that you have like in the BRs and stuff like that, where that one sharp take ends up like, hey, that won me the contest. That got me to the finals. That got me an insane advance rate and a good advance rate to the finals. That got me a team in the top 10 and BR. Like that's just, I love that stuff. I love it, man. I like Bestball. That's all I'll say. I try to lock in 20 points each week for 6 players. Yeah, Philly roster. Philly roster is like the classic eliminator strat that people go by. And I think it's like a great option. Like you shouldn't be overloading any position. I'd say people overload running back probably too much. And I think just don't overload anything and you'll be in great shape. That's what the last year's teams showed. I feel like they just had like good solid teams, and they hit obviously some league winners like Rico and stuff like that, and that kind of propelled their team up to the top. Here's the eliminator team. We have Daniels, Rogers, Geno Smith, Jeanty, Chase Brown, Corum, Jordan Mason, Devonta Smith, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Matthew Golden, Casey Concepcion, Don Tavian Wicks, Pat Bryant, and then 3 tight ends with Dulcich, Likely, and Parkinson. And that's it. That is the stream. I had a great time hanging out. AZ Cards, thanks for hanging out, my guy. And GAB, I saw you in here earlier. Appreciate that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to head out, hang out with some family for the rest of the day, and that's all I got planned. So appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll be back sometime this week, probably Thursday for sure. And then we'll see what happens after that. So that's the plan. I'll see you guys Thursday, and have a good week. Enjoy yourself. Have a good rest of your Monday. Take care. And as always, everybody, find value in everything you do. And we'll see you guys next time. Later.